Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Celia would like to introduce you to James Robert. James first contacted Celia back in April. "Hello dear," he said. "Thanks for accepting my friend request here. How are you doing today?" "I'm fine, thanks," said Celia. "How are you?" "I'm fine, thanks," he said. "Hello, Celia," he said a few days later. "Hello, James," said Celia. "How are you doing, Celia?" he said 3 days after that. "Sorry, I've been busy, which is I haven't had the time to write to you. Are you less busy now for us to talk? Are you there?" "Hi, Celia," he said 3 months later, in July. "Good evening. It's been a while. How's your family and everything else? Can we talk more?" "Good morning," said Celia. "Good morning, Celia. How's everything going with you? If you don't mind, Celia, can you tell me about yourself? I think it's good we begin to know each other better. Don't you think so?" "I live in Durham," she said, "in the northeast of England. I'm an administrator in the admissions department of the university. What else do you want to know?" "Oh, that's good to know," he said. "I'd like us to be good friends." "What do you do?" she asked. "And where do you live?" "I live in California, and I'm an engineer. And you?" "Where in California?" asked Celia. "And what kind of engineer? Can you read? Because if you can, you'll see I told you where I live and what I do." "Oh, I live in Sacramento, California," he said. "But I'm from Ireland originally. I've spent all my life here. I work as a supervisor at Phoenix Petroleum, currently serving in Ireland," which tells you that sometimes this scammer pulls a military scam. "I thought you just told me you left Ireland and you're in Sacramento. Now you're back in Ireland," said Celia. "Where in Ireland?" "Yes, I live in Sacramento, California, but I'm currently in the Ireland, working." "Where in Ireland?" asked Celia again. "I'm in the North Sea of Ireland," he said. "Oh, OK. What kind of engineer are you?" "A petroleum supervisor," he said. "No," said Celia. "What kind of engineer are you? Electrical engineer? Electronics engineer? Chemical engineer? Structural engineer?" "A petroleum engineer," he said. "You funny. Ha." "Why is it funny having to ask you several times?" said Celia. "What was your degree in?" "And what do you do?" he asked. "OK," said Celia. "Obviously, either you can't read or you can't be bothered to read. I told you that ages ago, and that's the second time you've asked since I told you. It doesn't change. I didn't magically have a change of career in the last 10 minutes. "Wow! Sorry! I just scrolled back now," he said. "Please don't ask me again," said Celia. "It's so tedious talking to someone who can't be bothered to read what I've said. Tell me what your degree was and where you studied." "I'm sorry for that. OK," he said. "I have a bachelor degree in the University of California, Los Angeles. What about you?" "I did a business studies course at Newcastle University," said Celia. "What was your degree?" That's the third time I've asked, for the record. We've already agreed it's tedious talking to someone that can't be bothered to read what I'm saying. "A bachelor degree in engineering and petroleum. Pardon my manner, OK, not a fast writer," he replied. "OK," said Celia. "Do you like us to be good friends?" he asked. "I don't know," said Celia. "Why? You don't know. Guess you don't like me," he said. "Can we chat more on Hangouts?" "I don't like having to ask you questions several times," said Celia. "But yes, we can try chatting on Hangouts." And so she gave him her email address. And, of course, they moved to Hangouts. "Hi, Celia," he said, over on Hangouts. "You got this message?" "Found it in spam," she said. "Sorry I cut you off earlier when you tried to call. I was talking to my daughter on Skype." He'd tried to call her on Facebook after she'd given him her email address. I didn't show you that because I did cut off the call. It was my great-nephew's first birthday, and I was talking to him on Facebook. "You're on Skype too?" he said. "Is OK. Glad you finally got here. Tell about your Marita status. Do you have kids?" "Did you read what I said?" replied Celia. "Hi, Celia. Good evening," he said a little bit later. "How are you doing? Sorry I left here. Had to take a nap. A lot of these scammers seem to spend a lot of time napping. Maybe they don't have anything else to do, or maybe they're up all night trying to scam people in the US. I'm here now. What are you doing? Hope you had a nice day today." "I'll take that as no, I didn't read what you said. Good morning," said Celia. "Good morning, Celia. How are you doing? We didn't get to talk last night. Hope you're doing good." "We did talk last night," said Celia, "and you still aren't man enough to admit you didn't read what I said. I'm not interested in having a conversation with a man who can't be bothered to read what I type." "What do you mean by that?" said our hurt scammer. "Scroll back up and read instead of asking stupid questions," said Celia. "I do read your text. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay? You just said I asked stupid questions. Is that how rude you are?" he asked. "As you clearly have reading difficulties, I'll make it easy for you," said Celia, and she copied and pasted the bit where she said I was talking to my daughter on Skype, followed by the bit where he had asked, "Do you have kids?" "Didn't I reply to this message?" he tried. "No, you haven't," she said. "I asked you a question there. You didn't answer. Instead, you're saying I'm asking a stupid question. Well, it's okay. I apologise. Women are always right about everything." "Sure. Well, at least he's got something right." "So," said Celia, "answer my question. Did you read what I said? And if you did, why did you ask if I have children?" Light finally dawned in our scammer's head. "Sorry about that. Now I understand you very well," he said. "Now apologise for calling me stupid, please," said Celia. "OK, maybe I called you stupid," which actually she had. "Tell which question you think I didn't answer." "I'm so sorry for that," he said. "Wow! But you did call me stupid." "Yes, I did call you stupid," said Celia, "because you refused to answer my question, and you clearly didn't read what I'd typed. If you don't call that stupid, what would you call it? Idiotic? Childish?" "It's okay, Celia. I will go through each one by one, starting from now." "Good," she said. If only. "Ha ha," he said. "I'm sorry. OK, I apologised. What are you doing today? Happy Sunday. You go to church?" "No, I don't go to church," said Celia. "I assume you don't either." "Yeah, I didn't. Just sitting here in my room," he said. "What are you doing today? Please tell me more about yourself. How many kids do you have?" "I have one child," said Celia. "She lives in Sydney in Australia with her partner." And I know Celia's supposed to have a son who lives in Sydney, but when she typed the bit about talking to her daughter on Skype, as you'll see later, I was also being Denise, talking to the same person. So I got confused. So Celia said she'd been talking to her daughter. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it doesn't matter. "I'm just chilling today," she continued. "It's very hot here, so I'm doing some tidying up." "Oh, that's good. How old is she, and what's her name?" he said. "I have one daughter too. Her is Cindy." "Oh, that's right. Good to chill. I am too, listening to music. Are you still there? Hey, Celia, I'm so happy that we're corresponding. It makes me very happy. I'm a widower. I lost my wife 6 years ago, leukemia cancer. Ever since time I've been a very lonely just myself, and my daughter, the reasons I go on Facebook is to find a true partner and nothing more. My wishes is to remarry, and you have a beautiful happy family. I have had always everything in life, but still no wife I call my own. I'm telling you all this because I feel safe talking to you. I hope you wouldn't mind telling me about your husband. Full stop. Would really want to know," he said. "I'm a widow," said Celia. "My husband died 5 years ago. He was a lot older than me." "Oh, sorry for your loss. I assume you live alone?" "You assume correctly," said Celia. "And of course the reason why these scammers ask you if you live alone, you do the gardening alone or whatever, is because they're trying to work out if there's anyone else in your house that can warn you that you're talking to a scammer. "What's your age?" she asked. "I'm 56, she said. How old are you?" "I'm 60. Will be in August 8. "You mean you're 59, said Celia. "Please can you send me your pictures? 1 or 2, he said. "My pictures are on Facebook," replied Celia. "Yeah, we'll be in August 8, he said. "I don't magically change," continued Celia. "Please send me one here," he said. "You look so beautiful and adorable. I don't understand why someone as pretty as you are, will say, hasn't found a man, except that you're always having choice problem or meeting the wrong guys." And so she sent him the photo that she uses on Facebook. "You're too bloomin' lazy to tap on the Facebook icon?" she asked. "I don't see how that's any of your business," she said in reply to all his blah about being too beautiful. "Why don't you tell me what you actually do for your work? And please don't make me ask you 3 times. I know you're a petroleum engineer, but what do you actually do? What did you do at work on Friday?" "Wow! You look very beautiful and adorable, with a cute smile, he said. Thank you, said Celia. Well, I work as a supervisor here in the oil rig. I'm actually the head of my department. I'm the drilling department. I work 4 times in the week, and Friday too. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I suggest you either A, sit comfortably and get yourself a cup of tea and a bun, or B, skip forward, because, well, just because. Do you work all the days of the week, he asked. I work Monday to Friday, said Celia. What does 4 times in the week and Friday too mean? I mean, I work from Monday till Thursday, sometimes Friday too. But that is when there is no much work to be done. Every Wednesday is my off. How can you work from Monday to Thursday if Wednesday is your day off? Asked Celia. Please try and type something that makes sense. Oh, if only, Celia, if only. You don't understand, he said. I mean, I work Monday till Friday, except Wednesday. Got that now? Do you wish to remarry again if you found a good partner? Excuse me, replied Celia. You don't understand? Please read what you type. And she quoted him where he'd said, I mean, I work from Monday till Thursday, sometimes Friday too. For your convenience, she added underneath. Hey, Celia, what I meant is that I only don't work on Wednesday. Got it now? So she copied and pasted the thing again, where he'd said, I mean, I work from Monday till Thursday, sometimes Friday. Excuse me, said Celia. Got it now? Did you read what you typed? Why don't you start again? Tell me which days you really work. Wow! You're going to freak me out. Ha ha, he said. Why will telling me which days you work freak you out? Asked Celia. OK, he tried. I work Mondays, Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes Friday, if there's any much work to do. So you work 3 days a week and sometimes 4. Again, said Celia, this is not what you told me before. And she quoted the bit where he'd said, I work 4 times in the week and Friday too. Yes, I do. I work 3 times a week, sometimes 4. That's it, yeah. So when you said you work 4 times in the week and Friday too, what you meant is I work 3 times in the week and sometimes Friday too. Yes, you're right, he replied. Please make up your mind, said Celia. I'm getting so fed up with your ridiculous inability to know the difference between 3 and 4. I assume you did go to school. So you work 3 days a week usually. What do you do for the other 4 days a week? We only do some maintenance on Saturday, he said. Like I said earlier, I'm the head of my department here, so my work days are few. Sorry. I'm sure any heads of department reading this or watching this are laughing like drains. There is sometimes I work all the week, if there's much load of work. What do you not understand, Celia? Are you still there? Hey, Celia, are you still there? Saturday, said Celia. Now you work on Saturdays as well, and sometimes you work all week. What do I not understand? You're ridiculous rubbish. You work 3 days a week, you work 4 days a week, you work Monday to Thursday and sometimes Friday, you don't work on Wednesday, now you work on Saturday, and sometimes you work all week. So you have one final chance to tell me when you really work, when you really, really, honestly, truthfully work. Celia, he replied, my work schedule rotates due to my kind of job. I tell you I work 4 days in the week. Sometimes I go to work all the week. Saturday and Sunday is weekend. I can decide to go to work. I can decide not. So you work random days when you decide to work, said Celia. Why didn't you say that? But 4 random days. What do you do for the other 3 days? Sounds rather boring to me. Well, I just sit in my room, can decide to have a talk with others, colleagues. I don't keep friends, but one of this guy has been so good to me we always talk all the time. Oh, said Celia, you don't go and do some sightseeing? Yes, sometimes does. And you? He said. I live and work in the town I was born in, said Celia. I don't need to go sightseeing. I've lived here all my life. Where do you go on your days off? Like I said, I don't keep friends. I do some cleaning, listen to music or sleep. You just told me you go sightseeing, said Celia. I asked where you go sightseeing. I didn't know you needed friends to go and look round with. Well, just around the sea, he said. Don't move far away. You go sightseeing around the sea, said Celia. What does that mean? Never mind, Celia. I'm in the middle of the sea. I don't go from just being around the sea. Some of these are so hard to read out, guys. Watching the sunset. Unlike back in the State, I go to many new places. Then why did you tell me you go sightseeing on your days off, said Celia. You have all that free time. Why not just go on shore and take a look round? Yeah, that's it, he said. Meaning? Said Celia. You do go on shore and take a look around. Sure I do, he said. Then why did you just tell me that you didn't, said Celia. I'm getting so fed up with your changing stories. Well, just around the sea, don't move far away, and previously, meaning you do go on shore. Sure I do. Which one is true? She asked. Well, too many questions at the same time. Can you be a little slow? Said our scammer, with a very slow brain. That was the same question, said Celia. You gave two different answers, so we'll try again, shall we? Do you go on shore sightseeing on your days off? Yes, I do, with colleagues. Please take it easy with me. We're just getting to know each other. By then, the poor brain cell really had a headache. OK, so why did you tell me you didn't? Said Celia. Getting to know each other usually involves telling the truth. I'm getting to know you very well as someone who makes up random stories and then keeps changing their mind. Please, take things easy. You're the one asking all the questions here. No, said Celia. I ask one question, then I have to ask it over and over and over again to get a sensible answer. It's so tedious and so boring. So, if you want to be friends, we have to agree that you answer first time with a proper answer that makes sense. The choice is yours. I ask you a question. If you wish to remarry again, if you find a good partner, he said. Please tell me more about yourself. What are your habits? Do you smoke, drink, flirt, and party all the time, etc.? You know, we've heard that one before. I beg your pardon, said a deeply offended Celia. Are you some kind of pervert? Go away. What? I should go away, he said. Wow! Yes, replied Celia. Wow! Asking such perverted, childish, idiotic questions. Are you a mature gentleman or a 15-year-old kid? Adding in brackets, clue, I know the answer. And if you are a mature gentleman, video call me now. Say, hello, Celia, wave at me, and prove it. And no childish excuses about setting fire to your oil rig if you turn the camera on. In fact, take me up on deck and give me a tour of your rig. That should be fun. I think you know more about an oil rig, he said. More than what? Said Celia. I've never been anywhere near one. Tell me about the one you near, he replied. Did you read what I just said, said Celia. Yes, I did. OK, she said. Tell me what I said. I just read again. You've never been anywhere near one. I get you. Good, said Celia. So why did you ask about the one near me? I don't think there are any oil rigs in Durham, unless you know differently. Never mind, Celia, he said. I just reread what you posted. OK, said Celia. It's so tedious talking to you when you don't read what I'm saying and give random, ridiculous, changing answers. So I have to keep asking the same question over and over and over and over. I prefer a man who can have a proper, interesting, intellectual conversation. Someone with education and a functioning brain. And if I'm sounding a bit ratty, guys, it's because it's very hot here today and I'm skulking inside. I understand. OK, he said. I don't think you do, said Celia, but we'll soon find out. Tell me how long you've been working on rigs. 25 years. And you, he said. I don't work on rigs, said Celia. I've been working at the university for 20 years. OK, he said. So do you plan to retire soon? I can't retire till I'm 67, said Celia. I don't know if I'll stay in the admissions department. I'll stay with the university, but I might move to a different department, or even go and work in one of the colleges. OK, he said. That would be nice, working in the collage. It would be very different, replied Celia. Sure it will, he said. OK, Celia, we'll get in touch with you. Guy's just walked in now, so you mind we talk in a bit. OK, I should probably go and do some washing up, said Celia. Bye for now. OK, he said, we'll get in touch with you. Be safe. Thinking about you. Hi, Celia. Good morning. How are you doing? He said the next morning. Hope you had a good sleep. Wishing you an amazing morning. Shine bright. Good morning, said Celia. How are you? He asked. I'm fine, she said. Too hot. How are you? What's the weather like off the coast of Ireland today? Glad to hear you're fine, he said. It's cold over here today. Are you out right now, or home? It's cold today, in Ireland, said Celia, who was sweltering in a heat wave. Well, I was. I don't think I actually looked up the weather in Durham. Maybe I'll come and visit. It's too hot here. Hey, Celia, he said. Sorry for late response. I just got back not long ago. Hope you had a nice day at work. Visiting here will be nice. Don't you think you coming to California instead will be more better? Ha ha. Probably more to see in California, said Celia. And yes, I know there's a lot to see in Ireland, but probably not on an oil rig at sea. Ha ha, LOL, he said. Sure it is. What your mood this evening? You ate dinner already? My mood, said Celia. What a strange question. What's your mood this evening? A man, of course, didn't answer. Hey, Celia. Good morning. How you doing? Sorry if that message bore you. I meant to ask how you're feeling. I'm fine, thanks, said Celia. How are you? Tell me something interesting. Tell me about where you live in California. Hey, Celia. I think I told you that. Forget. I live in Sacramento, California. Yes, you did, said Celia. Tell me something interesting about Sacramento. Sacramento, he said, is very an interesting place. With a lot of trees, nice lakes, nice food, beautiful restaurants. Would like you to visit some day. Sounds lovely, said Celia. Yes, I'd love to do more travelling. Wow! In uppercase letters. That would be nice and lovely. So what places are on your mind to travel to? I still do love to do more travelling too, you know. Don't you travel a lot with your work? Asked Celia. I'd love to go to New Zealand and maybe Alaska. Yeah, he said, but still want more. I'm a man who wants to enjoy life. I love beautiful things. I love to see new things every day. Alaska and New Zealand is the beautiful places. Have you visited USA once? I've been to Florida, said Celia. Have you been to Alaska and New Zealand? It sounds as if you have. No, he said. Have not only been to New York, Hawaii, Washington, etc. Oh, where are you now? Asked Celia. I'm in my room, not working today. Are you at work right now? No, dimwit, said Celia. Where in the world are you right now? I'm on my tea break. Wow! Just told you, in my room now. OFGS, said Celia. Grow up. Where is your room? Which country are you in? Ireland, he said. Good, said Celia. So you can add that to your extensive, not list of places you visited. Where were you working before you went to Ireland? I've been working in Russia before coming down here. I'm actually on a contract for 6 months. I've been here for 2 months. And where were you working before you went to Russia? Asked Celia. In fact, tell me all the places where you've worked in the last 25 years. Have work only these 2 countries, he said. So you spent 24 years working in Russia? Asked Celia. I only work on contract, both in Ireland and Russian, he said. OK, but you didn't think that Ireland and Russia were worth mentioning as places you visited. Our man thought he'd change the subject. How's work going over there? You have friends? Where do you go in Russia? She asked. No, I don't have any friends, she added facetiously. Like myself. Ha ha. Don't keep friends, he said. Peshora Sea, located in the south of Novaya Russian. Of course I've got friends, you fool, said Celia. I've lived in Durham all my life. I've never heard of the Peshora Sea. What's it like there? You called me a fool, said our hurt scammer. Oh, yes, so I did, said Celia. Really? He said. Yes, really, said Celia. I'm trying to have a proper, interesting, adult conversation, and all you can do is interrupt it with a stupid, childish question. We're talking about travel, not whether or not I have friends, the sort of question an 8-year-old would ask. You're just being rude, he said. You're just being childish, said Celia. Do you want a proper, adult conversation, or do you just want to ask silly questions? Never mind, he said. The choice is yours, said Celia, but if your choice is asking silly questions, you can go away. I'll have to get back to work. I'll talk to you again at lunchtime. Hi, Celia. Good day, he said a couple of days later. How are you? It's been a while. Oh, it's you again, said Celia. Yes. How are you? He said. I'm fine, thanks, said Celia. I'm just about to finish work. OK, take care. Text me when you get home. Drive safely. I'm walking home, she said. I'm only 10 minutes away. Oh, that's OK. Just text me when you're ready. would like to talk more with you." "Okay," she said. "I'm on my way home now." "Are you home now?" he asked an hour later. "I've been home for over 2 hours," said Celia, over an hour later. "Tell me about the places you've been to in Russia. Sounds fascinating." Well, it would have been very interesting to see what he'd come up with, but unfortunately, our man disappeared. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Please like it. Please share it. Please comment down below. I read every single one of your comments. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell, and I'll see you again in episode 2, where he's talking to Denise.